What's going on, Flicks Talkers? And right off the gate, we have a stinker for you.
Yes, this is
The
definitely a
Grudge,
stinker.
the 2020 remake, January 3rd, 2020, guys. The first, I think it's the only release this weekend. Man, it was shitty.
That's an understatement.
It was so bad.
I watched it and I'm like, that's an hour and a half of my life gone, and I want it back.
Yeah.
You know?
Only an hour and a half, guys. I can't believe it, how short and how long it felt.
It was the longest, shortest movie I ever saw.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It just dragged. I was like sitting there and I was like having to wake up, you know?
Wake up,
It was so bad. And so slow.
It had a couple of big names in it. Andrea Riseborough, she was from Mandy. That's who I recognized her from.
Yeah, Mandy, which was really good.
Played dark hair in that film, which she was fine. She had a small role in that. But she played a detective in this movie. I guess before we get into all the shittiness.
Damien Bichir.
Yeah, Bichir. He played Goodman. He's like a detective.
He's like a detective.
So was she. Yeah, and then you got John Cho with, I think, the most recognizable face in there.
Harold and Kumar.
Yeah, he played
Peter Spencer.
Peter Spencer.
Yes.
That's like a very basic name.
That was
might as well call him John Smith.
Yeah, right.
But yeah. So pretty much what it is, guys, if you guys don't know about The Grudge, it was a original Japanese movie, Ju-on. Oh, this is the second remake, by the way, because I think in early 2000s they made a remake with Sarah Michelle Gellar, which I don't fondly even remember that one, but I think I remember that one being better than this one.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
This one was complete dog shit.
Oh, it was so bad. Yeah. So pretty much what this is, guys, it starts off in 2002?
Yeah, 2002.
Yeah. So we keep jumping back from 2002 to 2004, and it just keeps going, flashing back. That was a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
This woman, I don't know why she's in this house, but she leaves this house in Japan. And then she brings this curse back with her.
With her from Japan. It's like it's a hitchhiker, apparently.
Yeah. And they don't explain I wanted to see the origin of the murder.
Yeah.
They didn't really explain it.
They didn't really explain much.
Yeah, they explained her murder, throughout the movie and stuff, which, but they didn't originally explain the curse. And then they even have it in written dialogue, at the beginning of the movie, because it lets you know that, hey, the curse, will attach to you and stuff, which I thought was, kind of it was, self-aware, the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, we didn't need it. We're about to watch a movie. You don't got to say all this.
Yeah, right?
It was just ridiculous. And then throughout the whole movie, it just was so flat and dead.
It was so flat. You don't really care for any of the characters. There's no character development. Honestly, I didn't even the actress, the character, I don't know her name. I didn't remember any of their names.
I don't remember her actual name in the movie. I don't know.
They were just pointless. It was just there was no depth. There was nothing there. It was you don't care about these characters, None. When you're watching, another movie and you're on your seat and you're like, oh man, I hope this guy makes it, or I hope this lady makes it, and then it's just this one, it's just God, I just want this to end.
Yeah, it was just pretty much Andrea's character. I don't know her name, but Andrea, the actress, her character as a detective, I believe they talk about they moved. She joins this new precinct and she really wants to get invested with these murders that happened. This guy, Goodman, is just let it go. Just let it go. And you can never understand what the hell he's saying half the time. He has such a thick Spain accent. It's not like Spanish accent.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the subtitles. I could not understand him.
Very hard to understand him. Very hard to make out what he was saying a lot of times.
And throughout the movie, he's like coughing, and then he lights up another cigarette.
Yes.
And then he says something with, "Oh, cancer. I wouldn't wish that on anybody else." And then he lights up another cigarette.
Yeah.
It was really weird, funny, clever, dark. I guess some of the writing was kind of funny, but I don't think it meant to be funny.
I don't think it meant to be. Yeah, but it was just
So this detective, she's just trying to follow these murders that he's trying to just kind of dead the case. His partner got involved and something happened to him, and it's just throughout the movie, it's just a bunch of these lame jump scare attempts.
Yeah. It tries to get you with jump scares, and there's not anything really in the movie that's scary.
Nothing was scary about it. And I usually get scared at jump scares.
Yeah.
They throw me off guard.
It was something you're watching a haunted house. You see something coming off the ceiling, and you see the wires and stuff like that, and you're just you're trying not to laugh.
Yeah, it was
pretty bad.
A standout for me was probably Lynn Shay, who I told you, she's in every damn horror movie,
she is.
on the planet. She just takes the check, man.
Yeah.
She's like the female Danny Trejo, and
gotta do it.
And she plays crazy so well in this movie.
Crazy pretty good.
Her character
She
pretty
was
much
fine.
is like she's like the second owner of this house where the murders happen.
Yeah.
So the grudge attaches to
To
her.
her.
The grudge is just basically a curse.
Yeah.
They call it, and it attaches to her and her husband and stuff. And well, actually just to her, and then she ends up doing crazy shit. And so we just kind of get flashbacks from 2002 through 2004, and we get to see it attached to
really
John.
Explain a lot.
Doesn't. There's no explanation other than this curse. If you enter the house, you're doomed.
And then the main detective guy who was in it, what was he doing? He's just like, I don't go in that house. Why was he there? He was like one of the main people. He's just like, I don't go in the house. I'm not going in the house.
How did he know not to go to the house?
Yeah, and he never went in, and it's just like, what are you doing then, man? What's going on?
Yeah.
It was just...
He was a very useless character, that guy Goodman.
Yeah.
All these characters are very dispensable.
William Sadler, his partner, the guy who was in Bill and Ted, who played the Reaper.
He was probably one of the most believable.
And
it was just he was really invested in that case. Yeah, you get spurts of energy that are trying to really hold you invested in this movie. It was very lame. I couldn't believe how many people were in that theater. We almost had a packed theater.
Almost packed.
And people were just like, ugh. What was I expecting?
It's like you could hear that random cough at the end,
yeah.
And you hear the crickets.
Totally lame ending. It left on a cliffhanger like I knew it would.
Yes.
And what a lame climax. When she finally figured out what she needed to do, it happened in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, that's it, the resolution.
Yeah, it's like
what? That was lame.
Yeah, and nothing really tried to stop her from what she was trying to do, you know? And
exactly.
she's just would not recommend this
to anybody. Don't even I wouldn't even watch this on Netflix, streaming, anything.
Yeah.
No, avoid at all costs, guys. And it was only an hour and a half.
Yeah, dude, that's what's surprising. I felt like I was watching the Titanic or something. It was so long. It was short, but it was long.
Yeah, it just drug on forever. And I mean, I looked up the director beforehand. I don't even recognize his name. He's a young guy, I know that, but he only had 3 movies under his belt, and they all did very average. So I was like, here's another average one for his, under his notch. Wouldn't recommend this at all. There was some gory elements, and I think that's maybe where Sam Raimi attached his name. It
maybe
kind of felt a little Evil Dead when there was a couple of the gory scenes. You know what I'm talking about? But it was nothing like Evil Dead. It was
nothing like Evil Dead.
God,
not even close.
Yeah, the music was just like so off-putting.
Yeah,
and,
it was just
really weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was
lame.
it was a fun way to start 2020, guys.
Yes, yeah. 2020, first movie, a stinker.
I needed a good laugh in this one.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's what we did when the movie finished. We just busted up laughing,
yeah. Can't believe it.
Are you serious? This
yeah.
Is, what did we just watch?
Yeah.
You know, it's like
honestly, it just focuses on 3 families and just the grudge taking them over. But you get flashbacks here and there. And it's very choppy.
Yeah, it doesn't explain the flashback. The flashbacks just show up, and it's just
and you're expected to be like, oh, they're showing John Cho. Okay, so it has to be in 2003, or you have to it was very just not well put together at all.
No,
whatsoever.
It wasn't. It was not.
I got to give this movie probably maybe a 1 out of 5 for effort.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Effort,
1 out of 5.
Yeah, because I just feel bad for these actors and actresses that were in this film. They have to put this on their IMDb as one of their movies they did.
Yeah, it was not good.
And it's not even that bad of a story. If you think about it, it was just not well executed. I guess.
No, it wasn't. The premise was it's good, but it's just it was just not a good finished production.
If they would have explained the backstory, the whole what happened in Japan, I guess, because they start off the movie in Japan. If they would have explained why she killed her, I'm just assuming that the lady with the long hair killed her family. By the way, we don't get to see that. It's kind of like a different long-haired lady. It's a different family.
Yeah.
So it's it's not really following the original.
No.
I mean, not that's a big spoiler at all, but it was just not scary at all.
It was not scary. That's the thing. It was not scary. There's no elements of I was scared. There was no elements. I was on the edge of my seat or nothing. I was leaned back, and I was really trying to stay awake. Mm-hmm. It was rough, and I have a hard time sleeping, but that movie will put me to sleep. So
there was maybe one scene that made me jump. I didn't really see it coming, but I was like, it was a cheap jump scare. And a lot of them were, turn off the lights, turn on the lights.
Yeah.
He's not there, then he's there, and then he's going to pop out right here on the side. And it's
I'm going to focus in on this area, and I'm looking, there's nothing there. And when you turn around, bam. It's just
It's
like
nothing innovative at all. This is all recycled, just like another shitty movie for the January cemetery.
Yeah,
this is like a textbook
where movies go to die.
Yeah, this is textbook January where movies go to die.
Yes,
and they set the bar.
They did.
Yeah,
they did.
Definitely. So my rating on it is a 1 out of 5.
I give it a 1 out of 5.
You'd be generous, huh?
You're being nice.
I thought you were going to say 0.
I know, it was pretty bad. Maybe 0.5 out of 5.
Oh,
jeez. It was pretty bad.
So, enter at your own risk, the theater, guys. Even diehard horror fans, I would avoid this movie.
Oh, no, totally.
We like horror movies,
movie fans.
This was just garbage. It was just so bad. But if you guys did appreciate our review, though, please give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, thanks. There's not much really else we could say. Nothing. There's no dynamics that we could be like, we don't really feel like talking about like in a praise. It's just like
I feel like we
wasn't a good movie.
I feel like we could spoil this movie, and it still wouldn't entice anybody to actually go see this.
No, I don't think so.
It would not be interesting at all if we were to spoil this movie for you guys.
It would.
It was. I mean, you get a lot of the one thing that I kind of liked was kind of the gross out effects of like some of the bodies and stuff. I mean, you notice a lot of the blood was like CGI and stuff like that.
A lot of CGI.
But it was. That's probably why I gave it a 1, because there was a couple gross out scenes.
Yeah,
but it just was not scary. I mean, that's what you're going to see in this movie, like interesting story. But
I want to see an interesting story. I want to see characters that that
you care about.
You're interested in, and it was none of that. It was just not good. It was just it was not good at all.
This is our bad movie, guys.
Yes,
for
bad
sure.
movie. Bad
to start
movie.
the year. Yeah, and that's a funny thing too. Is I totally called it. If you guys checked out my last video for the movies that I thought were gonna be bad in January, this was one of the main ones, and pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. I was like, maybe the gore is gonna save it. Save it from hating it, but no, it was just. So shitty.
Yes.
So shitty. But
very, very shitty.
Let us know if you guys are going to see it in the comments below, guys, or if you guys are going to wait for streaming or VOD, or if you guys are just going to pass up on it completely based on our review. Yes. And make sure you guys hit that subscribe button.
Subscribe, please.
Yes, for more content like this. All right, guys. Till next time, we're gone.
Bye.